what's up, guys? So, again, back here with Bryce Mitchell and Charles Rosa, and we have this arm triangle that's coming up. I'm going to actually press the film back just a little bit because I think that it's kind of interesting to watch the whole sequence just kind of fluidly because it only happened in a couple of seconds. So, again, we see how he's kind of controlling the arm, pushing him off the wall, and then as soon as Rosa gets up to his elbow, Bryce Mitchell is going to try to look for that KC control or the Khabib grip, and then now he's going to look for the back take. Rosa does a great job of defending this, but he immediately gets caught in the arm triangle, and I think that's the point, right? So the greatness of this chain of techniques is that if we go back and take a look at this section right here, the hand placement right here is great. He's going to get an amazing position in the Khabib grip, right? So we have, if we think about this as kind of binary option chains, right? We have one situation in which Charles Rosa does basically nothing, and he gets stuck in the Khabib grip position, likely gets tapped or gets crushed for a while, loses the round, whatever it is. Binary option number two is that he decides to turn his back and possibly gets his back taken, right? So, of course, between those two options, the correct option is to turn your back, right? You should not opt for Khabib grip even at the expense of back mount because Khabib grip's worse, right? It's worse than back mount. So he goes to back mount, which is the correct thing to do. So we'll watch him play out here. Now, Charles Rosa, being a good grappler that he is, as he turns his back here, he recognizes that the second hook is going to come in, right? So if the first hook comes in right here, it's already in, and we can see that here. First hook's already in, his knee's right here. So first hook's in, second hook is going to come in over the top this way, and then once that happens, he's going to be in full back mount, and so he's going to be stuck in that spot for a while until he can shuck him off. And so instead of doing that, he decides to expose his back just enough, which he's already doing, and then he's going to throw his back to the floor in the proper direction. If he throws his back to the floor to his own right over this way, he is going to get his back taken even more easily. If he throws his back this way, which is the way that he does, it's going to be very easy for him to defend the back mount. So that's what he does, right? So he throws his back to the floor here. Now, as soon as this happens, we see two things that Bryce Mitchell does as a counter. He doesn't get caught up in the fact that he's losing the back mount. Instead, he just accepts that the back mount hasn't happened, right? And he goes down another fork of paths, right? The first thing he could do is try to force the back mount, try to get his other hook in, even though it's impossible. That's likely going to end up in him losing position. He might even lose top position, right? And the second thing that he can do is try to get back up on top, right? Because he's realized that he got kind of conned with this back take. He could try to just keep his right leg over the top right here. He could try to bring it forward a little bit and then try to get up onto this elbow here and try to move his body back over so he can maintain top position. Maybe he ends up in half guard, maybe he ends up in 3/4 mount if he's lucky. If he's ultra lucky and Charles Rosa makes a big mistake, maybe he ends up in mount. But instead of doing all that, he kind of keeps his position exactly where he is and goes for a third option, which is the arm triangle. And he already has his arm looped around the head here, right, which is beautiful. So he basically has hedged against the defense that Charles Rosa has. So what he's done is he created a binary choice in the beginning. You either take Khabib mount or you take back mount. He knows that Charles Rosa is going to take back mount because Rosa's smart. Once Rosa gets the back mount option, he knows that because Rosa's smart, he's either going to put his back on the floor or he's going to defend the rear naked choke. When he puts his back on the floor, he gets arm triangled.